Welcome to the GAMERamble video review for Pretty Girls Tile Match, narrated by me, Dark Cloud. As always, the full text version of this review can be found on the GAMERamble website linked below. The TLDR for Pretty Girls Tile Match is that it tackles the Match 3 genre and combines it with mahjong titles and kawaii anime girls. The game features 120 levels that increase in complexity with 20 levels allocated to each girl. A combo feature incentivizes players to make matches as quickly as possible, but the addition of help functions and difficulty options keeps the game accessible. While it doesn't do anything extraordinary, it is fun and addictive enough to recommend to fans of the genre. Gameplay receives a 7 out of 10. Match 3 identical mahjong titles to remove them from the board and then continue to do so until everything is cleared. Graphics receives a 7 out of 10. The character designs look great and overall the game is very bright and colorful. Sound receives an 8 out of 10. The soundtrack is quite catchy and all 6 of the girls are voiced in Japanese. The overall score for Pretty Girls Tile Match is 7.3 out of 10. And now for the full review. Mahjong Tiles Match 3 gameplay and kawaii anime girls are combined to form Pretty Girls Tile Match by Zoo Corporation. This game is the 18th entry in the series, which means fans will be very familiar with what it has to offer. For newcomers, the Pretty Girls series usually combines bright colorful anime art with classic block card or tile games. In the case of Pretty Girls Tile Match, it's mahjong tiles that players must match in sets of 3 to erase them and clear the board. The game features 6 girls with 20 stages each, which means 120 stages for players to complete. As expected, the stages in Pretty Girls Tile Match start very easy with small clusters of mahjong tiles. As players work their way through the levels, the complexity of the layouts is increased along with the amount of tiles and number of tile variations. Some of the tiles look very similar to each other, so players must take care when making the matches. Only 7 tiles can be held at a time, after which players will have to make use of the help function to proceed. These help functions include the ability to shuffle the board and clear your hand, undo the previous move, get an instant match for one of the held tiles, or hold an additional tile. Pretty Girls Tile Match also has 3 difficulty settings with unlimited use of the help functions on the easiest. The cast of characters for Pretty Girls Tile Match include Riara, who is apparently a mischievous troublemaker, Rui, who is strong-willed with a caring personality, and Honoka, a natural beauty with calm personality. This is as far as their characterization goes though, as the game does not have any kind of story mode. Instead, players pick their favorite goal and then try and complete 20 of their levels. In the unlikely event that players get stuck, they can switch over to another goal and play their stages instead. To make the Match 3 gameplay a little more interesting, Pretty Girls Tile Match features a time meter as well as a combo meter. Making matches fills up the combo meter, which then decreases again while players try and find the next match. Finding a match before the meter empties continues the combo, which makes for fast-paced and frantic levels. There's no penalty for missing combos though, so players can ignore this feature if they find it too stressful. The time meter causes a random tile to be handed to players if they take too long to make a match, which can complicate things. However, this feature is disabled on the easiest mode, and even on the harder modes, the time limit is quite generous. The game keeps track of how long it takes players to complete a level, as well as their score. In addition, players earn points for clearing stages, which can be spent on buying new outfits as well as backgrounds for the diorama mode. The diorama mode also now offers players the option to save or load scenes that they have created, which is a neat addition. Pretty Girls Tile Match follows closely in the footsteps of its predecessors, so the visuals feature the usual assortment of 2D anime girls and generic backgrounds. The mahjong tiles are displayed on the right side of the screen, while the chosen girl featured on the left. Unfortunately, there's no use of anything like live 2D, so only the facial expressions of the girls change as players match the tiles. Each girl has 3 outfits, with 2 of them purchasable with points earned from completing the stages. As is the norm for the series, some of the outfits are quite skimpy, but the game does not feature any nudity. The soundtrack for Pretty Girls Tile Match has a nice selection of upbeat music that is a good match for the frantic pace of the game. As always, all of the girls are also fully voiced in Japanese, and will utter different phrases depending on how well or poorly players are doing. The game can be played with a controller or a mouse, but the latter is a lot more intuitive for this type of game. Overall, Pretty Girls Tile Match doesn't do anything radically new or different, but delivers fans of the series with more of what they enjoy. The Match 3 gameplay is addictive, but even on the harder difficulties, most players should have no trouble completing all the levels. Earning all the achievements can take about 5 to 6 hours, which is not bad considering the affordable price tag. Puzzle fans who enjoy Match 3 games and anime visuals will get the most out of this title, but even without the kawaii girls, it is a solid title. Thanks for joining me for this Pretty Girls Tile Match PC review. Remember to like, subscribe and share. Until next time.